Today I will be showing you how to automate writing personalized lines for your leads. This method is both reliable and extremely cheap. The first thing I will do is just add a manual trigger node. Basically it's the most simple one, but you can go with things like schedule triggers which starts the workflow at a specific time. But for this workflow where you have to write personalized lines for your leads, I would prefer using the manual trigger one. Then I would add a Google Sheet node, and in the actions I would pick get rows in sheet. Here you have to connect your Google account, and if you are hosting it locally like me, you can add client ID and the client secret. If you are on the N8N hosted version, you would see this button beforehand, but we have added this client ID and the client secret, and now I will click this button. The connection is now successful, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I will pick a document. So in my case I would pick this document called test leads. It has a couple of my leads for testing this workflow, and from the sheet I will pick sheet 1 which contains my lead. Now I will run this, and we have gotten our 2 leads. After this I would like to add a set node, or now it's called edit field node, and I will add the first name, then the last name. After this I have to add the title, then the company name. After this we have to add the company website. Lastly I will add the LinkedIn URL of our prospect. You can also scrape the company LinkedIn URL for enrichment, but I guess for outreach only the person's LinkedIn URL is enough. Now we will run this, and after this we will scrape their website. So I will add an HTTP request node. Here we just need to enter their website. So yeah, it will scrape the website for us. Now I will convert this into a markdown text, because markdown is better for the LLM to read. Now I will execute this. After this I will add a Gemini node, message model. So basically I will pick the Gemini 2 flag. They provide a few free credits, so this thing is absolutely free, and we don't need to do pretty much something big here, because I will only ask it to generate a summary of the scraped data of the websites. The summary shall be no longer than one paragraph and about 150 words. So basically describing it to do 150 word summary, it cut down a lot of API cost for the next model we are going to use. When you come on Google AI Studio, you can create an API key. I would hit this button called create API key. I will name it as test workflow, and you then need to pick a project. I will just pick my default one and hit create key. Now you can copy it from this copy key button, and you can paste it inside credentials page and hit save. Now you can execute step, and you can see we have gotten the result. It is basically a summary of the full data we got of the landing page of our prospect. Now I will attach HTTP request node once again. Here I will go to Apify console. Apify is basically the cheapest web scraper we can get. They also provide a limit of $5 every single month. So you can see I have almost used it, but yeah, it all went on this LinkedIn profile scraper. It is called API Maestro LinkedIn profile post. You just need to come into API endpoint section, and you need to copy this specific URL with the API key. It is for the run actor and get the dataset items. I will just copy it and paste it. Now here you must not just paste the entire thing. You need to copy it and remove all of this token section. Here we will create an authentication which keeps our API key safe. I will go with the generic credential type, and here I will pick the header auth. Now here we will create a new credential. You must name it authorization. In the value section you need to write bearer and then paste your API key from Apify. You can rename it. I would rename it as LinkedIn Scraper Apify and save. Now from the LinkedIn page you can also generate a JSON code that you can use in this workflow. It's basically easy to do it from here instead of writing the JSON yourself for the request. And I've just entered a dummy in the username. We will replace it with a real prospect username. I'll limit the result to 2 because it saves a ton of API credits, and maximum you would need latest 2 posts to get a good idea of what they are doing recently. Now I will go into the JSON and just copy this thing. Then we will pick send body and JSON and pick it using JSON. I will just enter this. Now I will like to remove this username with our real prospect username. I will pick up this LinkedIn URL and paste it here. Don't worry, username and URL act similarly. Now we have hit enter. For this node it's making a request to Apify, and we have gotten our items. Now if you are a business owner who want to go even further in the AI trenches, you can sign up for my free newsletter. Every week I provide insightful tips of how to use artificial intelligence in your business and also the recent tech updates. Now we will make a request to an AI agent. Here I will pick the define below so we can write our custom prompt, and I will connect our open AI chat model as the brain section. Here I will add a system message, make it as a JSON expression. In the system message I will paste this prompt. It says that you are a cold outreach assistant for B2B agencies. Your task is to generate one short punchy icebreaker sentence for a cold email based on the provided information. Then I tell it what are the constraints and give a few short examples, the output. Then I also give it some final instructions and ask it to don't mention their name because we will already be mentioning it like hey name. Here we will also add a user message. I will say here are the details. From the edit field we will get this all: first name, job title, website summary, LinkedIn post, and finally company's name. Now the first name goes here, the job title goes here, company name goes here, the first post goes here, right, first and second, so the second post goes here, and the website summary we generated previously, it goes here. Now we need to add our OpenAI credentials. You can get this from OpenAI API platform, so you can just hit this URL. You can log in or sign up, but you must remember to add at least $5 in this platform. So now I will hit login. In the dashboard section you can go into the API key, hit create a new secret API key, test, and hit create secret key. You can copy it, come inside and hit create new credential, paste the API key, save it. You can pick a model. I will pick GPT-5 Nano for demonstration purposes. Now you can hit run. Basically it's making the API request. Lastly, you can connect it to Google Sheet node. So here we will go with append rows in sheet. You have to pick a sheet. So I will pick test result for my sheet, and the sheet will be sheet 1. Here we can get first name, space, and we can also put last name here. Then the email address we can just pick up from here. Then in the icebreaker we just made, there is this, and the company name will be this. You can adjust this according to your own desire. Now I will just execute this step. So now we have gotten these two results. I know it's pretty less, but you can see as a test result. First is a personalized icebreaker. It says love your post on keeping things simple to restart. Steady small SEO wins compound into real result. And of Darren Rogers. You get the idea. It's pretty much saving a lot of time for me, and I think it will save a lot for you as well. And in comparison to softwares like Clay, they will cost you about $500 to $600 for 20,000 personalized lines, but this will cost you approximately about $150 maximum. I will also attach this workflow in the description box, so you can just copy it and import it in Anytime. Now if you want to implement AI in your own business but you don't want to do any technical work, you can book a free discovery call with me. If you found something insightful, just hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more informative content. Peace.